I am turning my personal Pokémon card collection into a one-of-a-kind Pokémon Card Museum, right here in my own home. From vintage classics to modern gems, every card has a story, and I'm bringing you along for the ride. Watch as I build, organize and display my collection. Let's make history, Pokémon history, together. Welcome guys, my name is Versus, I'm from Germany. Today we are going to continue to build our Pokémon Card Museum here at my own home with a great, awesome new addition. We will add a complete and original 151 Pokédex to our museum that only consists out of vintage cards from my childhood. After working several hours, I created 9 of these frames that you can see in the background behind me so that we can display the complete original vintage Pokédex on my walls here in the museum. Here you can see the first of the 9 frames that I was talking about, and of course you are seeing the original Pokédex starting with Pokemon number 1, Bulbasaur. Since I'm from Germany, most of my cards will also be in German, but as you know, I collect cards of every single language, so in the future we try to complete an English set, a German set, and so on and so on, but for the moment we are sticking with that, and you can already see the original starter trio from the base set here with Venusaur, Charizard and Blastoise, all from the base sets. These cards are insanely valuable. For me, actually, they were so hard to get when I was a child. I was lucky enough to get 2 Charizards from packs when I was a child. 1 Charizard I traded for this Venusaur. I know, not the best trade in terms of value, but I wanted to have them all, and I always traded my duplicate cards, and this Blastoise was in a trade for a Moltres, I think, and an Articuno. Pretty hard to get, but I'm so happy to have them all here. You can see we have 17 cards. For example, the Pidgeot is a pretty interesting card because this is a rare card, even though this one is not fully evolved. And you can already see these cards are all from the base set or the jungle set or the fossil set. So this here is the first of a total of 9 frames. I will show you step by step now. Here we are with the second frame and the next 17 Pokemon that you can see over here. We have a lot of holographic cards that I would like to show you, especially, for example, that Pidgeot here, not from the base set. Pidgey and Pidgeotto were from the base set. This Pidgeot was then from the jungle set. I love this holographic pattern here so much with all the dots like that one. So beautiful. Very important, of course, the Pikachu and the Raichu, both from the base set. Of course, Pikachu is always the most wanted card. I'm way more a Raichu guy. Raichu is my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I'm so happy to have that holographic card of this Raichu. And let's continue. We see all the Nidos on the top, on the bottom, sorry. We have Nidoqueen, for example, here, the jungle variant of Nidoqueen, and then one of my most important Pokemon from my collection, the Nidoking, because the Nidoking was the Pokemon which was the last one that I got for my complete Pokedex. I remember to trade it here on the playground with a kid from the neighborhood against my for my Alakazam holographic that I had a duplicate of. So this is very, very important to me. The next Pokemon that I would like to show you is Clefairy over here, and I love Clefairy because Clefairy is a non-fully evolved Pokemon which got a holographic card in the first generation. I always asked myself why Pikachu didn't get a holographic card in the base set, but Clefairy got one, and Clefable after that got the holographic card then in the jungle set, the second set that came out in Europe and the US. Then we have the base set Ninetales over here, for example, and we have the Wigglytuff, also a funny story because this is the only Pokemon that you will see in that collection here that is from base set 2. Base set 2 was never released in Germany, therefore this castle is in English, but I never got actually the jungle variant, but I was lucky enough to get in one of the few base set 2 packs that I had this Wigglytuff. Super happy to have that card over here. Here the Vileplume is one example for a card that I don't have as a holographic card, so that is a chase card for the future. And last but not least here we have the Venomoth holographic from the jungle set. We have more than 50 cards in our Pokedex, but the interesting cards continue to come. For example, one of my favorite cards is actually that Arcanine. Arcanine as a fully evolved legendary Pokemon. I mean, it is a legendary Pokemon, at least the Pokemon entry says that. You can see it also here, legendary, so it means legendary. Has only an uncommon card, that is pretty interesting. And here we have a Poliwrath, pretty interesting card for me and my childhood. I got this card as a present from my mother after going to a doctor for being so brave as a child. I got that from the only store in my hometown that sold single Pokemon cards. So this card has a special history for me, as well as the Alakazam that you can see here, because this Alakazam is the first holographic card that me and my brother owned. In our very first base set pack, we had that Alakazam, and all people around us went crazy because this has the number 1 of 102. Everyone thought, okay, this must be the rarest card. Of course, it is one of the rarer cards of the base set, but not the rarest. But this is a funny story to tell. I love that Alakazam so much. But we continue with the next holographic card. Over here, the Machamp, and this is a pretty interesting one. Can I show it to you? Yes, I can. Because this is a first edition card. All Machamps that exist are first edition cards. I don't know why. I have to look up the reason for that once again. But here, then we have the Victory Bell, the next awesome card from the jungle set, which is a holographic card. And then a lot of non-holo cards. For example, something like the Golem is a Pokemon I expected to be a holographic card, but you can't have everything. But we have that next base set holographic card here from the Magneton. Look at that holographic pattern. I love that so much. And now we are here with 84 Pokemon, so we have a lot to cover. Let's continue with the next awesome frame, and here I would like to talk especially about Haunter and Gengar, even though we shouldn't forget this awesome holo mug that we can see over here from the fossil set. But Haunter and Gengar are both from the fossil set, and both are holographic cards, as you can see, and I love that so much. As I said, the same with Clefairy, that we have non-fully evolved Pokemon having the special treatment of becoming a holographic card. This is so awesome. And this year the first edition card, and the Gengar here non-first edition, but as I said, I won't collect all first edition cards. If I get one, we will add it maybe here, or we will make an additional first edition base set, fossil, and so on. But this is something that we are doing time after time. One more special card here we have is the Hypno. Hypno is also a card that I got from a pack, actually. That was a pack I should have waited to open until my brother was home, but I was so hyped to open it, and we were so lucky to get the Hypno. So my brother wasn't mad at all after having such a good hit in one pack. Next page, and here we are having more than 100 Pokemon already. Pokemon number 101 is this Electrode. And this is very special because this is the holographic card from the jungle set. There was a base set card of Electrode. Do I have it here? I think so. Let me check. I have it in this binder here. I prepared everything for you. You can see it right over here. So this is an Electrode, by the way, a Dutch card here. This is from the base set, but since this other Electrode here is a holographic card, I decided, okay, let's put the holographic card inside, because it's still one of the first cards in existence of Electrode and from the jungle set. Then more holographic cards we have are the Hitmonleaf, for example, or the Hitmonchan here, but also the other artworks. I mean, I have to show you just the gems, but look at those artworks. I love them so much. And then one of the chase cards of my childhood is actually that Chansey from the base set, because it has 120 HP. This was the most HP in Pokemon, together with the base set Charizard, the only two Pokemon who had 120 HP. So this was really a chase card for a lot of people. So happy to have it, as well as the Kangaskhan here from the jungle set, also the holographic variant. But we have two more frames to come. Let me show you the last two amazing frames before we are going to hang all of that on the wall here in our museum. Actually not in this room here, this is my working space, but the Pokedex project, where we try to get all more than 1000 Pokemon in the classic card variant. That means we try to collect them all as normal cards like that, and always from the set where they were printed first. For example, here the base set Goldeen. Then when we go to the second generation, we try to get all of the cards from the Neo series, and so on and so on. And when we're going to Scarlet and Violet, we try to get all the modern cards from Scarlet and Violet. But you will see what I'm talking about. But this here is the last, not the last, the second last frame that we are seeing here, and we have a lot of holographic cards like the Mr. Mime over here, like Scyther, one of my favorite Pokemon. I love that design so much. Then we have Pinsir here, as well as the holographic variant. All of these are also in existence in non-holographic variants. And one of my most favorite cards from the base set is that Gyarados here. Pulled that from a pack that my father bought my brother and me in a shopping mall, and the booster pack, I remember they were on sale for a base set booster pack. It was $1.50 or so, insanely cheap when you think about how expensive these cards are. Then we have Lapras here from the fossil set, ditto by the way in non-holographic here, but the Vaporeon as the first evolution here as well in the holographic version. And talking about evolutions, let's continue with them here, with Jolteon and Flareon, also the holographic variants of the two of them. Then we have the fossils, Kabutops and Aerodactyl. I also need the holographic variants. And then we have Snorlax, one of my favorite artworks. Look at that guy, I love him so much. He's such a chillaxed guy, just loving Snorlax since I was a child. Then we have Articuno, Zapdos, and we have the Moltres. Moltres is first edition but non-holographic. The Zapdos is a pretty interesting case, because this is not the first holographic card from Zapdos that was released. It was also Zapdos from the base set that I have in that binder over here. You can see this one is the first ever printed, but because Articuno and the Moltres are both from the fossil set, I thought it would be more fitting to put the Zapdos from the fossil set inside here as well. And then you can see another holographic that is missing is Dragonite, but Dragonite was really my hero in the childhood. I played so much Pokemon Stadium with Dragonite. I love this guy so much. Such a kind looking dragon. Love that artwork. And then last but not least, we have Mewtwo and Mew. Mewtwo actually not the craziest card, despite being Mewtwo, because it was released in a starter set, so it was not that rare. And Mew here, the only card that is a promo card and not from base set, jungle or fossil, because Mew never was released in one of the 3 packs, so we had to go for the promo card here to fulfill our duty to complete the original Kanto Pokedex. And now we are going to place that here on the walls in the museum, but not in this room here, but in the hallway on my left hand side, where we start to create the Pokedex gallery. But now come with me, I show everything to you. I took the camera, changed the perspective, and here we are in one of the 2 rooms of the museum that we are going to build step by step. But this room is not too important today. We are going to go through that door over here at the end of our room, and voila, we are here in the hallway. It is very, very empty at the moment, and maybe you can hear it that nothing is inside, and we have quite an echo. You can see I prepared some stuff over here for the future, but that is nothing for today. And as well over here, you can see that we will have an awesome wall of Pokemon cards here. But this wall is what I'm talking about. Everything empty, but you can maybe see that I prepared some nails here all over the place, so that we have a nice look when we enter the hallway here right behind me on the whole Pokedex. And now let's do that and fill up that wall with our Pokemon. As
as you can see, we are done. All of the 9 frames are on the wall and this looks actually amazing. We have some problems maybe sometimes here with the light, that it reflects a little bit, but look at that. This is an awesome view on our full and complete original Pokedex. We have them all. We have the Venusaur, we have the Charizard, the Blastoise, the Alakazam, the Machamp over here. We have the Gyarados, we have the Mewtwo. You can see everything is lined up perfectly. This was actually not so easy. It was a lot of work to bring on the nails that everything fits here perfectly, so that we have really the perfect distance between the several ones. And this looks awesome here. This is the view actually here. I go some steps back when I come through my entrance door, and voila, you have that awesome look on this original 151 Pokedex. But this year, this won't be all. This the hallway here will be turned into an art gallery with all the Pokedex Pokemon that we can somehow fit in. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. More is to come. The second generation is not far away, so much I can tell already, but we have way more projects. So make sure to subscribe and like the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see everybody of you soon here on my channel on the Versus Network collection. Goodbye, guys.